I will say, it is hotter than the devil's behind out here. Holy cow.
We can leave this city. Let's drive to the open air. Yeah, the countryside is so pretty, with the wind blowing in your hair. We can look back someday. Baby, don't you understand that we only get one life? I wanna make it count, honey. Come on now and take my hand.
Hello friends.
What's up, what's up?
It's a beautiful day here on the property. We are out by the pond and we are building a
fountain.
We decided to change it up a little bit, take a break from the house and work on this pond.
We really want to filter the water and we want to stop the water from being too stagnant. As all the leaves around the pond have grown in on the trees, the water has been very stagnant lately. There's not a whole lot of wind to be able to move it. We get a ton of wind through the property right here, but the trees are just blocking everything around the pond. So we're gonna try and get this fountain installed. That way we can get the water moving and keep it clear and keep some nice clear water for us and the fish.
When I was looking at purchasing a fountain for the pond, the size that we needed for the size pond that we have, we're looking at thousands and thousands of dollars. My boss actually purchased one for his pond and I had him send me the link that he purchased on Amazon and it was over $1,000 and that was still on the cheaper side. So we have a pretty large size pond for what it is and we need a large size fountain, and so because of that we're cheapskates. We're not gonna go out and spend thousands and thousands of dollars on something that we can build at home. So this is how we're gonna do it for under $200.
So we're gonna start off with this 3rd horsepower 120 volt Aqua utility pump. We have an adapter on the top of it. It comes with a 1 1/4 outlet, but we had to downsize a little bit, so we put a 1-inch outlet on there, and then we're going to go ahead and add this PVC adapter that's also 1 inch on top of it. So I jumped in a little bit and I went ahead and put this cap on top already because I want to make sure everything's good before we started the video, so sorry. But we took some PVC primer and then some glue, PVC glue, and put it on there. And so far I drilled one hole right up top just to make sure that it would work.
I will say, it is hotter than the devil's behind out here. Holy cow.
So now we're gonna unscrew the pipe from the pump, that way we don't get any plastic shavings in there. We're gonna start drilling some holes to make our spray pattern. Turn it off.
I'm kind of in the mud, but she works.
Much better. What do you think?
Yeah, I like it.
Turn it off. So since it only has a 10-foot cord, we're gonna go ahead and cut the end off the cord and tie it into an extension cord. We're going to throw some shrink wrap over the wires, that way we can make sure no water gets inside it.
He just moved his little wooden boat, which has been out of commission for a little bit, and there was a snake that went off into the water. Look at all these snake skins. He's been living here for a hot minute.
There he is.
Where?
He just went in the water right there out of the boat. It was a little one. I think it was copper.
Oh, there he is. Oof.
I think that's a copperhead, isn't it?
I don't know. Yep.
Will you go grab the machete?
It's kind of hard to see, but he's adding a weight to the bottom and then he's adding a float to the tops. That way he can position it at the spot that he wants.
If y'all remember from our inspiration video, we said we wanted to put a dock in the pond, we wanted to get a fountain going, all that good stuff. So we're slowly getting there. We got our fountain done today. White oak is great for using around water and stuff like that, so we're gonna end up using our own white oak trees to build our dock, so that'll probably be springtime, maybe winter, if I run out of stuff to do. And then we'll end up running power down here too. That way we have something to power the fountain, put lights on the dock and stuff like that. But right now, we don't have power at the pond. A really long extension cord from the generator isn't really feasible. We'd have a lot of voltage drop and it wouldn't work too well.
So we're using a power station. And when you're living off-grid, I think that power stations are essential. I would call ourselves power station connoisseurs at this point. We've tried a whole bunch, we reviewed a whole bunch, and we love working with power station companies. Because when you are living off-grid and you're transitioning between generator solar and you're really trying to stay off that city power and not have to eventually run for it or anything like that, you're going to have some downfalls, and in those you're going to need a power station to either run your house, run your fridge, run your phone, things like that. So they're quite essential and we love trying them, and we have found them to be useful in all sorts of scenarios like our fountain. So today's video is sponsored by Ecoflow.
So what we love the most about the Ecoflow is it's completely app controlled. So you can actually turn on and off the outlets through the app on your phone, as well as seeing the solar input or charging input and how much output you're using through the battery system. So that's why we wanted to use it for the fountain on the pond, because we can actually turn on the fountain from inside the house, which is awesome for us. With it also having the option to be able to charge it with a solar panel, it basically turns it into a full solar generator. So we're able to leave it outside here by the pond and leave the solar panel hooked up to it. It can keep it charging while the sun's up, and then we can turn on the fountain and be able to run it from inside the house.
Which is constantly circulating our water, which in turn is keeping our water clean, since, you know, we're using our pond as drinking water.
We had a problem for a little while with the water getting too stagnant after all the leaves grew in on the trees. We just weren't really getting enough wind down to the water to be able to turn it up. So we wanted to be able to put something in to be able to aerate the water, move the water around, and keep good oxygen and good bacteria in there. The Ecoflow comes with an 882 watt-hour battery. It allows us to run the fountain on our pond for up to about 2.5 hours on the battery alone. With the solar panel hooked up to it, we can definitely get a lot longer depending on how much sunlight we have. It has a 1400 watt running capacity with a surge of up to 2100 watts. The Ecoflow solar panel to match along with it is a 220 watt solar panel on the front. It also has a 155 watt solar panel on the back. So it's actually able to capture ambient light reflecting off the ground and going back. You can actually even put mirrors on the ground to reflect the sunlight to the back of it, so it can capture up to 25% more power that way. And then one feature that we really like about it is the power input whenever you're charging it from your house is completely adjustable and programmable. So since we're actually running the house off generator during the day a lot of the time, we sometimes have issues with the generator breakers flipping if we're pulling too much power on one circuit. So with this, we're actually able to dial it back and adjust it so that way it's only putting in the exact amount of power that we want it to, so that way we're not overloading the breaker and constantly flipping the generator breaker. And even though Ecoflow makes their own solar panel to go along with it, you're still able to use your own solar panels as long as it's within the right voltage and amperage rating. And it also has a lithium-ion battery with advanced charging capabilities. So this thing can actually get from 0 to 80% in an hour and fully charged in an hour and a half. On solar, it can charge anywhere between 3 to 6 hours, obviously depending on how much solar and sunlight you're getting at the moment. It's going to be amazing for camping and getting all of our electronics charged and keeping everything running. Another feature about the carrying case that we really like too is it actually has a solid backboard in it, so you can use it to keep the solar panels angled for maximum solar input. So if you're in a place really far north and you got to get the angle up so that way you're hitting the sun right, it's perfect for that kind of situation. The solar panel actually has tempered glass inside of it, so it's super heavy duty and scratch resistant as well.
If you're in the market for any of these products, Ecoflow is running a huge promo for Prime Day as we speak, some up to 48% off. Check out the links in the description below to find out more about Ecoflow's amazing line of products and details of their Prime Day promo. Thank you again to Ecoflow for sponsoring today's video. We're really excited to use this product and test it to all of its abilities and take it on lots of traveling vacations, especially since it has a solar panel. But for right now, we're just incredibly thankful that it runs our fountain.
This is definitely one of the coolest power banks I've ever had the pleasure of being able to use. I'm a very tech savvy kind of guy, so the fact that you can use an app with it and it actually show you exactly how much power is going into it, exactly how much is going out, and being able to turn everything on and off from your phone is just the coolest thing ever to me. For next week, we're going to be upgrading our entire solar system. Right now, we're just using a cheap 12-volt Amazon power inverter and then a bunch of golf cart batteries wired in series parallel to make one big 12-volt battery. Running a household, that's not efficient at all. So we're going to be switching over to a 48-volt system with a 5,000 watt inverter instead of a 2,000. So very excited. It should be able to run our whole house, run the water pump and everything. So you're definitely going to want to stay tuned to check that out.
Yes, hopefully it's more efficient, so that way we're not having to flip breakers back and forth and transition between different things.
Yep,
So
no more flipping breakers, no more resetting clocks whenever we go from solar to generator. It should be a lot more streamlined and a lot more functional.
Yes.
So
So-
very excited about it.
all right, see y'all next week.
Bye.
Bye.